Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday tea number 28. I took a little hiatus this month. It was very needed, and it's really the inspiration for this live stream. Tuesday tea today, it's really about picking yourself back up, giving yourself some space to heal, to understand, and to practice some really healthy detachment. So if you are in a spot in your life right now, or if you've been, or as per usual, if you think that it's gonna happen, because it happens to all of us, the whole idea of shit falling apart and things coming crumbling down, it can cripple us, it can paralyze us, and I guess that today's might be a special day, might be a special announcement kind of day or whatever. So some of you may know, if you are on my email list, that in the past maybe 3 to 4 months, a lot of changes have developed in my life. A lot of things have come and gone, and I've received some really wonderful support from friends, family, clients. My community has really stepped up to the plate and created space for me to be there, stay there, grow, and give myself some room. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. A lot of times, things seem to be falling apart. We make plans, we make decisions, we feel certain that things are going to work out a certain way, because of course, how can it be, and I always say this, like, it can't be the wrong decision if you're the right person. And I think that is what I want to drive through today, is the shift in perspective when things are falling apart or seemingly falling apart is super important. The idea that there is always an opportunity in whatever is going on for you to grow. There's always a lesson in whatever is going on for you to grow. And for you to look at your life with perspective, and look at your action with perspective, and see how many times have this bullshit repeated itself. I always like to say that relationships are my biggest challenge. Emotions are my biggest challenge, because it is the one thing that I've been working on for maybe 5 years straight. And I have a lot of clients, obviously, and that is what I attract in my life and in my practice, that struggle with emotions, that do not like feeling vulnerable, that hate crying, that do not know how to show affection to their loved ones. And of course, that is my journey. And recently, in the whole realm of relationships, I found myself repeating a pattern, repeating some actions, repeating some feelings, and facing a new way of addressing these things. And I think that is the gist of this conversation today, is how can you start shifting the way you respond? How can you start shifting the way you react to things? Because the reality is that the more a situation shows up for you, the bigger the lesson is. So like I said, for me, it has been relationships. Maybe for you, it's work. Maybe for you, it's money. How many times are you going to find yourself in the same stupid position until you realize that the only thing that can shift is your behavior? The only thing that can shift is your thoughts. So let me give you an example of some of the things, one of the things that happened to me in the past couple of months. So my best friend just got married to her best friend. I love them both. We are part of a couple, all three of us. And I was not able to attend for circumstances that crushed me. I was not able to be there. And what I was facing was not the fact that I was not able to be there. What I was facing is the thoughts in my head that were telling me, okay, so how are you going to face this? She's going to hate you. How are you going to tell her? You might as well just not tell her at all, disappear. I used to be a ghoster. When things didn't go my way, I would just disappear and just show up 2 years later and be like, you know what? I'm sorry about that bullshit that I pulled 2 years ago. Whereas this time I had the opportunity, because it was the first time in 2.5 years that we were really facing something that was daunting and hard for the two of us, and I'm talking about my best friend, I had a chance to address it in a way that I had never addressed it before. When I found out that I was not able to be there with her, I called her and cried and sobbed and asked for forgiveness because I felt like it was my fault. And she had a chance to face things in a different way as well. I remember that call, we closed it saying, I love you. It was not okay. We were not okay. But it was one moment in which the two of us decided that our relationship was going to survive whatever was going on. And it makes me emotional because it's not necessarily just about my friendship with her. It's about the decision that two human beings made to face a usual event in a very different way. So what happens when things don't go your way? What happens when things seem to be falling apart? You check your records. You verify how many times have this same lesson, maybe with different people, maybe in a different place, has showed up for me. How have I reacted so far? And how do I get to respond this time around? Everything in your life is there to show you something. When things do not go your way, I won't say it is a test, but it is an opportunity, not an obstacle. When we start seeing things as the opportunities of growth that they are, that's when the universe starts expanding for us. That's when doors start opening up for us. So do that little exercise, whether you are going through something right now or whether you don't want to go through something again, do that little inventory. In my case, for example, I've done inventories with friendships and I've done inventories with romantic relationships to realize, okay, so what's the pattern here? Not only in what's going on, but my pattern of behavior. How is it that I'm generating this in my life? How is it that I'm attracting this in my life? And it takes a lot of fucking bravery and fearlessness to look at ourselves in a piece of paper, to look at ourselves in retrospect, because hindsight is a motherfucking gift, in the words of Hannah Gadsby. It takes bravery, but once you do it, once you identify what is the one thing that you apparently can't stop doing, you can't unknow it. Knowledge is not gonna go away. So once that thing comes to you again, once you see it again, you cannot ignore it. I could not have ignored what was going on with my best friend's wedding. I was like, yes, this is us, 2.5 years in. This is us facing something really hard again. This is us facing feelings of abandonment. Now, how are we going to face it again? How is it that we're going to choose to respond to this in a different way, in a way that's going to make us stronger rather than weaker? And that is the question that I want you to ask yourself. How is it that you're going to start responding to things, even new things or repeated things, in a way that's going to make you stronger rather than weaker? Okay? So that was Tuesday Tea for you today. I'm making this sweeter and shorter by the day because, you know what, I'm out living life and I'm out building a business, and I hope that you are too. So I hope that you get a chance to listen to this and really recalibrate, and I hope that you have a great Tuesday and rest of the week. Have a great day.